before we get into this video, go ahead and comment down below and let me know what sniper rifle you're currently using and why. Because I just might have some information that will change it up for you. On Rebirth Island, the name of the game is just damage output and hitting shots accurately while being able to move quickly. So really there are a few sniper rifles that we need to take a look at, and we're going to look at a few key metrics first. Now the first thing I want to mention is people are using the K98, and I love the K98. However, it has a lack of a neck multiplier. So if you hit chest or neck, it's going to do 154 damage, which is going to rip a plate. So if the guy has full health, then it'll rip through all of his plates and leave him a little bit of health, so it's not really worth using if we're honest. But at least we have alternatives like the Swiss, the HDR, M82.
I love you.
Tundra. I mean, there's options for these. But the main thing we want to look at here is the neck multiplier. So with the Swiss, you're going to hit the neck for 190. So again, it's going to rip plates and leave some health if you hit chest. Now, the LW3, M82, HDR, and ZRG all are going to do 214 damage to the neck. So essentially that makes that hitbox a heck of a lot bigger in that it allows you to rip 2 plates off and get your full kill. So on Rebirth, if guys are coming back with short plates, that's definitely a more than viable setup. So let's look at what setups we have for these loadouts. Being as most of these are Cold War, we're going to run the same loadout, right? We're going to run the Agency Suppressor, Combat Recon, 5 milliwatt laser, the sniper scope that it comes with, or switch it off if you want a no glint. Run the Serpent Wrap, and whatever magazine attachment you want, or stock, whatever you have options here. But when it comes to the HDR, really what you have to do is the monolithic, the Pro Barrel. I prefer the variable zoom scope for this rifle, the tac laser, and usually a magazine attachment, probably 7 rounds. So the big key here is the HDR's claim to fame was the bullet velocity, but that bullet velocity is actually matched by the ZRG, if not surpassed, at 1283 meters per second versus 1207 the HDR has. Or you can run the LW3 Tundra, which also has 1206 meters per second, so it's matching that HDR with a lot faster ADS and just kind of better gun overall, if I'm honest. And I do want to make a note here as well. If you're using HDR, you definitely should be using a Tacticolor 2 bundle. What that will do is that will let you have the variable zoom scope that has a lot of visibility around it still, so you can see what's going on, versus the standard HDR, which you can't see a dang thing with that scope. I'm just going to assume that you're more than comfortable with K98 though. So if that's the case, pick up the K31 Swiss. That gun is probably the most similar thing to the K98. That or a kitted out Pellington. Now the Pellington is going to be kind of a rough thing to use, but the bullet velocity doesn't matter that much since you're not shooting 500 plus meters. You're only shooting within 100 usually. So that Pellington might be a viable option, but even at that, you have options like K31 Swiss that has a higher neck multiplier. So leading for that Swiss, grab that, and let me know how it goes for you guys in the comments down below. If you like this video, give it a like. If you like me, give me a subscribe. Have a good one, guys. I'll see you around.